back to being freshmen again, trying to figure it out.
But it felt pretty good to get back on the field for sure.
I think all the guys here are just ready to work.
It's time to work.
All right, let's talk about Mahomes chilling with good old Justyn Bieber. Then let's talk about a more important Justyn Ross, putting in work at the Chiefs rookie minicamp. And then I'm going to dive into all 4 pressers from the rookies who spoke with the media yesterday. But first, how about those? What's up, guys? My name is Cole, and I do daily news about the Chiefs and the NFL overall. So hey, sub if you're new, hit that like button if you think Justyn Ross is going to make the roster and score a TD this season. And let's get into this news. First off, I failed y'all last night. We were supposed to go live for our first live stream celebrating 10,000 subs. Well, I went to go live and set it up earlier in the day. I had to accept some terms and conditions because I've never gone live before. And then it said you can stream in 24 hours, and it had a 24-hour countdown. I actually also reached out to YouTube and asked for help, and they said, sorry, bud, tough luck. So I said, all right. So anyway, sorry, we'll have to do another time real soon. I do apologize about that. I know it's not the end of the world or anything like that, but it was still sad. I wanted to hang out with y'all. We'll schedule it for another time soon. Not today because it's Mother's Day, but I'll let you know about that for sure. Okay, did y'all know that Justyn Bieber was in town the other day? Because I sure didn't, at least not until the Chiefs Instagram page shared a post from Justyn Bieber of him taking photos with Mahomes and Kelce. So I was like, oh wow, Justyn Bieber came in town to say what's up to some legends, but then I found out that these legends went to see Justyn Bieber perform live. They actually took their ladies to this concert for a date night or something like that. And on top of that, Mahomes and Brittany dropped their baby off at a babysitter to go listen to a grown man sing about babies. All right, that joke wasn't even funny. It just plain sucked, let's be honest here. But I don't have much to work with on this one because I don't really listen to any of his songs. I will say this though, when looking up for a clip of this song to use for the video, I saw this comment that said, I was there too. It was so life-changing and earth-shattering. Well, Erica, listen lady, you really ought to get out a bit more. Not that I have any room to talk because I live in my basement for a living, but if a Justyn Bieber concert shatters your reality, completely changing your life and forever making you a better woman, you should try going to a football game at Arrowhead because you will leave with a renewed vision and a real sense of purpose. And you also won't be able to speak for about 3 days. But what the heck are we even talking about here? Let's move on right now. Did you guys see all the draft picks get their numbers assigned to them? We knew a lot of these, but not all of them. So let's go through this quicker than Andy Reid goes through a burger. Trent McDuffie is 21. George, I had no idea KC was known for their barbecue. Karlaftis is 56. Sky Moore is 24. Bryan Cook is 6. Leo Chenal is 49. Joshua Williams is 23. KinnARD is 75. Isaiah Pacheco is 10. Jalen Watson is 35. Van Nazi Johnson is 13. And I'm not going to lie here, guys. I felt some type of way seeing 49 being worn so quickly after Sorensen left. I mean, I get it. His number isn't retired or anything like that, and you just got to replace it and keep going. The NFL's a business, blah, blah, blah. But that was a tough one, as well as number 10 with Pacheco already. But hey, onwards and upwards, right? Okay, the Chiefs minicamp is in full swing like a playground, and you have some clips here of players getting some work in, like Leo Chenal smiling like a psychopath when he beat the tackle off the edge and clearly would have been able to level the QB. That smile is terrifying to me, y'all. And then when it comes to Clemson wide receiver Justyn Ross and his injuries, in my head, I still picture him looking like this. Even though he had a decent pro day, he was able to pretty much fully participate, but we know that his foot affected his 40 time, his vertical, and some of his other tests. And he did say this after his pro day in an interview, that he was not concerned about his health. He was cleared to work out again on his foot in February, and between his pro day, which was in March, and the draft, he was going to keep working and improving. And when asked if the last season he played at Clemson was a glimpse of his full potential, he said this.
Oh no, it's a lot. It's a whole lot more than what I got.
So he seems confident in himself, and the Chiefs must see something as well because he's here and he's working.
Dig. Good, now come back. Keep going.
And I'm going to let you guys watch this clip a couple more times because he's moving, man. I guess when the Chiefs medical staff said he's clear and good to go, they were not playing around here because he looks good. I was expecting maybe a bit of tenderness still on that foot, but nope, he's looking good to go. And I'm excited about that one. Hopefully he makes this roster and we can see him in a game. And obviously I only want to see him make the roster if the Chiefs think he's fit and is going to make the cut. But how exciting would that be? Such a comeback story. I mean, it would be incredible. And then here is a clip of what our new friend, Darian KinnARD. And then we have one more clip here, and that is of our new friend, Darian KinnARD, lightly hitting a pad.
Right. Not bad. Not bad.
All right, when I saw him do that, I immediately thought of this. So yeah, Hulk smash the pad and do good job. It's also worth noting that there's an injury report, at least currently, which includes safety Bryan Cook, his shoulder still, even though he has been participating. And then we have 2 wide receivers with some injuries as well, Cornell Powell and Sky Moore, both with hamstring injuries of some sort, which is crazy to me because it's almost like Sky Moore just walked onto the practice field and pulled a hammy. And I saw a comment on Twitter that made me chuckle for at least a quarter of a second. This guy named Kevin, he said, Sky is already replacing Tyreek, you know, because Tyreek seemed to always have a pulled hamstring. No? Okay. Not that funny. So we'll just keep moving on here. There is a current list out of those at rookie minicamp, and I want to show you guys. Isn't this list fancy? I mean, it's literally a piece of paper, so cut me a little slack before I give you a paper cut with this extremely nice looking piece of paper. And let me be clear here, much clearer than this photo. There's no way I expect you to be able to read this, so a link to this nice photo is in my description. And I hand counted the number of players on this list, by the way, and it's either 73 or 74. I forgot already by the time I'm recording which number it is, but there you have it. This list includes the 10 drafted players, the 10 signed UDFAs, and the 40 players who were invited to minicamp on a tryout basis. Those are the names you all are seeing pop up on the screen right now, and Frank Clark's brother, Christian Clark, is on that list, as well as his cousin, Malik Clark. All right, I did just lie to y'all there about that one, so I do apologize. Christian and Frank are brothers, but I do not think Malik is their cousin, though I guess I could be wrong. And also, in attendance at minicamp is a number of current players on the roster with 1 or fewer years of experience. Players like Cornell Powell, poor hamstring, Darrell Williams, and no, this is not the free agent running back, sadly, Malik Herring, Zane Anderson, DiCaprio Bootle, Devon Key, Mark Vital, Anthony Gordon, Matt Bushman, Brendan Knox, Austin Edwards, and Brandon Dandridge. And then, if you add all these names up with those on the active roster that are not at minicamp, I believe we should be at the good old number of 90. 90 players total, which is the limit that teams can have. This list is subject to change multiple times, and if the Chiefs want to bring anyone else in, they will have to waive someone goodbye in order to do so. And then sometime prior to preseason, they will have to cut down to 53 players on the active roster and 16 on the practice squad. But hey, for now, there we are at the nice number of 90, and Charles the GOAT Goldman from Chiefs Wire actually put together the 90-man roster together into one article for us all. And that list includes 5 QBs, 7 running backs, 12 receivers, 8 tight ends, 14 offensive linemen, 7 defensive tackles, 9 linebackers, and the linebacker lineup looks very competitive, by the way, as well as our cornerbacks, in which there are 10. Then we have 8 safeties, 6 edge rushers, 3 specialists, and a partridge in a pear tree. And I can either confirm or deny this, but based on the quality of that pear tree video, which is in 240p, it may have been filmed with an actual potato. And as if everything going on right now wasn't enough, yesterday 4 rookies took the podium to have a nice little chat with the local media. First up was Trent McDuffie, and he started off by saying he hasn't yet had any Kansas City barbecue. Even though he was literally there yesterday at the KC Barbecue Festival, I saw him on camera, so come on, bro. Not a good look, okay? But he did say he was going to start compiling a list of barbecue joints and will be hitting up those spots this summer. He feels excited about camp, is aiming to be the best teammate he can be, and is still mispronouncing Coach Spag's last name.
Kind of just do what Spagnolia and Coach Merritt want me to do, so.
He's gotten a look at the playbook, said he loves it so far, and it has some similar things to it as his playbook at UW, so he thinks it'll help him with the learning curve. A big thing he's working on is getting down the terminology and the lingo and all that good stuff, but he feels great about the squad that's out there and wants to
go out there and show these vets that, you know, this rookie class is here to prove a point and here to help the team win any way we can.
He's taking everything in, and day one has truly been special for him, and he's very happy to be a part of this organization. And right now, he's focused on the little details, the knickknacks the little knickknacks, he calls it. Those are very important to him, which you love to see, as this is indeed a game of micro details at the end of the day.
Yeah, right now I'm learning corner and nickel. Kind of just trying to learn both positions, go out there and just feel it out, you know?
So that's cool. They have him moving around and trying a couple different things in the secondary. We know Spags is going to be moving these guys all around as he loves to mix it up, so that's good. The sooner, the better. He was then asked about if being a smaller corner gets to him at all as far as what the media has to say and about player size, and he said no, not at all. He does not listen to any of that nonsense, and he said to look at Tyrann Mathieu, for example. We play smart and love to be that spark on the defense. He then said,
so just being able to control that and showing the coaches that I'm going to run around all over the field with my hair on fire each down is something that I'm going to put on tape.
And what I got from that is he literally wants to light his hair on fire, so McDuffie might be a little crazy, y'all, although I don't know for sure just yet. I'll have to get back with you on that one. From there, he said he's talked a bit with Fenton and Thornhill, but told them, hey, I'm just here to put my head down and work. Whatever y'all need me to do, I'm there. I just want to help this team win football games. And you got to love that mindset about him. He's not joking either, because he said yesterday when he signed his contract, he celebrated very briefly with his family and then went right back to work studying the playbook.
I don't deal with none of that. I just text my family, signed, everybody was happy, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to go study this playbook. So took a little bit of time to take it in, and then it was right back to work for me.
All right, Karlaftis was up next, talking about the whirlwind it's been since getting signed. He's excited to work with a great D-line and is looking forward to hopefully not getting double-teamed every down. He said when you have players that are great like Jones, Clark, for example, out there, he said you can't double-team all of us. He then confirmed without a shadow of a doubt that he cannot answer 2 questions at once.
Okay, hold on.
He's excited to get out there and work, earn his stripes, and help the team win over everything else. He talked about his love to study film and watches all kinds of players to learn and to get better. And some of the players he noted specifically were...
Shoot, I mean everyone. You know, I take a little bits and pieces from just about everyone. You know, I've watched Khalil Mack, for example. I watched Ryan Kerrigan. I watched the Bosa brothers. I watched just about everyone in the league.
Then safety Bryan Cook stepped up looking like a champion, saying he feels like he's a freshman again at college, back to class, essentially learning the playbook, terminology, and all that good stuff. But then he basically compared himself to the legend, SpongeBob SquarePants himself.
Being a sponge as much as possible, that means soaking up all information from the coaches, from teammates, things like that. So if I can be the best sponge I can be, then that's successful in my eyes.
Oh, pinch me, Squidward.
So yeah, he's just soaking it up like a little sponge. He hasn't really had a chance to take everything in yet. That's including getting drafted, preparing to move to KC, and hasn't even really had much of a chance to take in the playbook as a whole. And when asked about the playbook and the coach's expectations of him with said playbook, he said,
I think he's trying to go more deeper than it really actually is. Here's a playbook, I gotta learn it.
I like how blunt this man is, straight to the point like a number 2 pencil. He does not play games. He described the Chiefs as a good brotherhood, everyone willing to help each other out to take things to the next level. He's talked a bit with Thornhill and Justin Reed, but he's here to focus on himself right now at camp and be the best version of himself he can absolutely be. And he's looking forward to connecting more with McDuffie as well and kind of pick his brain and stuff like that. Again, soaking it all up like a little sponge. And he played corner prior to playing safety, so he definitely knows his way around the secondary as well. So I'm sure they'll have some interesting convos for sure. They'll vibe well together. It'll be lit. He touched on his shoulder injury and he said he's on the field until they tell him not to be, doing all that he can while he's here. So the injury there doesn't seem to be anything too crazy as far as I can tell, which is good. And then when asked about the Kansas City barbecue scene, he said,
it was fire. So barbecue is definitely something that I didn't even think Kansas City had that, but it's been a blessing.
All right, y'all really got to stop with this. I didn't know KC was known for their barbecue stuff. It's getting old real quick. And speaking of quick, Leo Chenal's interview was lightning fast, and here's why.
2 minutes, 2 questions.
So he gave them permission to ask 2 questions. They all looked him dead in the eye and said, yes, sir, out of fear he would spear one of them like Goldberg at WrestleMania. He's taking everything in right now, and he said he feels great being back out on the field. He has a lot to prove, as Kansas City is a great organization with high expectations because of their success. And when asked about which linebacker position he'd be playing, he responded,
Sam is what they told me initially. During this camp, I'll be taking all the mic reps just to learn, that position, be able to call the plays and stuff like that. But I think I'll eventually be moving to Sam, maybe backing up Mike as well.
So there you have it, straight from the horse's mouth. I mean, he's more of a bull, if you'd ask me, ready to wreak havoc on anyone in his path, but I digress there. Chenal then talked about getting his toughness from being part of such a big family. If you didn't know, he has 7 half-siblings and 8 full siblings. Not joking, 15 brothers and sisters. I'd imagine he had to fight for his life just to survive and get enough to eat at the dinner table growing up. So it all makes sense now why he is so tough. And then he mentioned his brother, John Chenal, who is a fullback currently attending the Jets rookie minicamp, and he said this about him.
I have a brother that's entered the draft, John, too. He's a tough kid, a tough guy, so I shouldn't say kid. If he sees us, he'll beat me up.
So yeah, I'm sure they broke multiple objects in their house growing up when getting into it with each other, because neither of them really seem like they play around like that. Leo was then done taking questions. He said, all right, that's enough. We are done here. When in reality, he said nothing of the sort and pretty much made jokes the whole time. It was just time for those guys to eat some lunch. Nom nom. So what did you guys think of these pressers? Any thoughts of the mini camp so far? What about on Justyn Ross? Are you guys excited like me? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you're new, make sure to sub for more daily news like this. Even check out this video here from yesterday where I discussed the Nigerian tight end we signed and much more. So until next time, let's go. How about those